Connor. Oh,
that is
God.
how Connor fans are feeling right now.
Yeah.
I actually didn't drink much of that because I'm trying to talk here. But oh my God.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Where do we start?
Let's start with Connor walking out. Just his walkout. Should we tell them what happened and then dig into details?
I guess we start at the beginning. Connor walked out. I thought he looked pretty confident. I thought he looked loose.
I didn't see the confidence in his face
that he usually has, I guess.
I had worry. I saw worry and doubt.
I've been seeing a different Connor all week, so I thought maybe this is just his next part of him. But
he's the doubtful side.
Yeah, I literally his feminine side.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what we saw tonight.
Yeah. He literally just got raped.
Yeah.
He got raped on the canvas.
Yeah, that was a proper raping.
Yeah.
So he walked out. I thought he looked like he kind of had like that veteran, like Return of the King kind of look going on. I thought like already grew his hair out. He looks kind of shaggy, like he's older. He's supposed to look more experienced, maybe what he's going for. So I thought, and then the fog was awesome.
Yeah.
I hope the UFC does that for more people and not just Connor, because that looked incredible.
Like it's only for people that you have fog in their title of the song.
Yeah, foggy dude. And then Khabib walked out. I thought he looked fine. He didn't look nervous. He didn't look scared. He didn't look confident. He just looked.
Yeah, it's like.
He just
like
looks.
Khabib.
Yeah, he just looked. I mean, I don't know what to describe. It didn't look anything. It just kind of looked emotionless, which I guess that's what.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, and honestly, I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought Khabib was going to feel the pressure of this. I think we mentioned that in our last video. I thought he's probably going to feel the pressure of this event.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all.
So basically.
First of all, I'm going to say, we did say we're Conor McGregor fans. We thought he was going to win by knockout.
Yeah.
We should start by saying props to Khabib, because that was impressive as shit.
Yeah. He controlled every aspect of the fight, even stand-up, where Conor should have shined.
Oh my God, that blew me away when Khabib rocked Conor.
Yeah.
And that wasn't like a thing like, oh, Conor wasn't rocked. He got
rocked. Yeah, he saw him. I mean, someone's going to say he was off balance, but that
wasn't off balance.
No.
He slipped a few times in the fight from being off balance, but then he
didn't fall, but he got rocked. His knees buckled.
Yeah. So what were you gonna say? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I was just gonna start round one. That it started. Connor tried to throw a couple kicks.
I was excited.
Strike, and then immediately a takedown.
Yeah,
then the whole round was on the ground.
Yeah, I was excited at first. I thought, okay, Conor's keeping it up, and then Khabib went for the takedown. Connor
Did he stop the first one?
Yeah, Connor was putting pressure on the back of his neck, and they went down, and Connor kind of just like sat into it.
Oh right, and then he went back up.
Yeah, and then he went up, and he was like sitting into it, and I thought, okay, Connor's doing pretty good applying pressure on the neck.
The way he was going down, I was like, this looks pretty cool. Like, maybe
he's going down on Khabib. But the way he was applying pressure to the neck, which is like a crucial thing, and then the way he was controlling, he wasn't getting slammed. He wasn't getting like slammed down or anything. He was controlling the neck. He was doing everything good. And then when he got pushed up against the cage, he was in a good position. He was kind of sitting there with his legs locked. He wasn't down and pinned.
Yep.
He was able to stay composed. So I felt like, okay.
He looked composed. Like, he looked like he was just trying to stay relaxed.
Yeah, I was thinking okay, we knew this fight was going to go to the ground. Connor knew that. We all knew that. So I thought Connor's looking okay. I mean,
I was like, Connor said he wrestled 200-pound people.
Yeah, so this should be nothing, right? Well, we saw it drain on Connor, and then the second round started at the ground and pound.
Yeah.
That was when Khabib, if I'm recalling right, I'm kind of like hyped up,
right.
like
You're right, because the third round is when he started striking.
Yeah, and then the fourth round was yeah. So second round started the ground and pound. That was Khabib. First two rounds, pure Khabib. Khabib. Connor didn't do anything. Yeah, Connor didn't do anything. And ground and pound, he cut Connor's head in that round. I'm pretty sure that was the round he did it in.
Yeah, he got some cut on his left eye.
And then he had the third round. He had the Kimura, and he was lifting Connor up, or was that?
Oh yeah, that was the third round, and I was like, oh my God, he's like picking. I think it was third round.
Was it second or third?
If not, it was this.
It's hard to say because we were so like into it.
There's so much going on. Like
we'd have to watch it again for like a detailed breakdown. But at one point, it was
either the end of the third or the beginning of the fourth.
Yeah, he had
Kimura,
and he was picking Connor up with it.
Khabib was like picking him up.
I was
he was
thinking
laying on his back, and Khabib had him up like he was sitting upright.
My first thought was, like I said, I leaned over and said to you, I was like, do you think Connor's gonna let Khabib break his arm because he doesn't want to tap?
No.
And then I was thinking, like, then I thought, with all the interviews Khabib's doing, like, I want to make him pay, I want to change him, I want to tire him out. I thought, is he going to do this to him to say, like, basically say, like, hey, I can break your arm right now, but I'm not. And then go back to what he was doing. Like, hey, I could do this right now, but I'm not.
Yeah.
To kind of show Conor, like, I can beat you in so many ways right now.
They mouthed stuff together. Wasn't that after the first round or the second round? No, the second round because he had the bloody eye.
Yeah, I want to see what they were saying to each other during the fight, because I guarantee they're talking. They both talk during fights. And I was thinking Khabib's probably saying, like, I can beat you in so many ways, but I'm not going to. I'm going to show you that way. That way, there's no way Conor can come out of this fight and say, like, yeah, I almost had him or whatever. It's like Khabib can just say...
Yeah, he literally...
Dominated.
Dominant.
It was a complete dominant performance from Khabib. And then when Conor tried striking, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, his accuracy was
Conor looked like shit out there.
He also was tired by the time the third round came.
Yeah, so why does he always get fucking tired? What is his camp doing wrong that every other fighter... can't, like, has no problem with?
Yep.
We saw in the Ferguson and Pettis fight.
Everybody's lost so far in the UFC has been because he gassed.
Yeah. And the Floyd Mayweather fight, he gassed.
Yep.
He says, like, oh, I always have this lull in my performance and all that, but why don't you try to fix that?
Right, yeah.
If you're wrestling 25 minutes to 200-pound men, like, I'm not a trainer. I've never trained with that kind of stuff. No. Why don't you do, like, 35 minutes, 40 minutes? Because under the lights, I'm sure it's way different than, like, anything you do where you train and then you go out and perform. It's going to be different. Conor did not look prepared.
No.
The Eddie Alvarez, honestly, I think, the way I'm looking at this, Conor does not deserve a rematch.
No. At
all. That wasn't close.
Nope.
It wasn't.
He doesn't even deserve the $50 million he's going to make.
Oh, yeah, that should go to Khabib.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything.
Did nothing.
It's not even like he landed some good strikes and dropped Khabib.
He threw the whole
and how many landed? Because not many were landing on Khabib. Khabib was, I said Khabib.
Yeah.
Khabib was like, blocking him, and Khabib's stand-up actually looked good. And the worst part, I said to you,
what?
Ally Quinta, number 11 ranked real estate agent who showed up on 1 day's notice, who didn't even train for Khabib, he trained for someone else.
Right. Thank you.
Did way better.
On that.
Yeah, thanks for correcting us on that. He did way better than Conor.
He went the distance. He went the distance.
Yeah, he stuffed more takedowns. He did better stand-up. This is not the same Conor.
I think Conor should have to fight him now.
Yeah. Conor should go down to number 11 in the rankings. Ally Quinta number 1. But what happened to Conor in those 2 years? I mean, 1 year, he was fighting with Floyd. He was landing on Floyd. He was slipping Floyd. Yeah. He went 10 rounds with the best boxer ever. And Floyd's hands are way faster. Yeah. Way faster than Khabib. Yeah. What the fuck happened? And that's just the fight.
Yeah. And then after the fight...
should we say how it ended, I guess? Round 4, Khabib had him down the whole round.
And neck crank.
People were saying rear naked choke, and people were at the bar were checking, but when you watch the thing...
chin was under.
Yeah, he had his...
He just had his whole neck...
And he had his neck cranked, and it was, just cranking, and Conor...
He didn't try to get out. This is Conor, okay? His neck's cranked, he's like this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it now.
Yeah. Should we also mention that in that round, Conor gave his neck up twice?
Yeah.
He gave his neck to Khabib twice. And Khabib didn't do anything on it the first time. I think he tried, and then Conor managed to get out of it. And then the second time, it's like... At first, I thought, okay, he doesn't have anything. And then I saw Conor's neck crank. And it was like, it's not in. And then it was like over. He tapped, and I was like, oh, shit. Then we watched the replay, and it's like, oh, look at that.
I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead.
I was just going to send it over to you.
I'm like, oh, fuck.
We're sending it over to you, Charles.
Yeah. Even that's what I was going to say. Even Joe Rogan was saying he's pretty sure Khabib was just literally toying with Conor the whole time.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was, like, as we were watching, we were both kind of like, we were pumped for the fight, and then we just kind of sat there and we're like, Khabib's playing with his prey right now.
Yeah, I feel like I bet you his whole plan was to destroy Conor's legacy.
And his ego.
And make him look like an amateur and beat him at anything that he says he's good at.
I think a good analogy would be what Khabib did to Conor is what Conor did to Eddie. Conor made Eddie, probably even worse, but Conor made Eddie look like an amateur. Yeah, Conor made Eddie look like an amateur in the ring, and Khabib just made Conor look like an amateur. Like he'd never done anything. Like his strikes weren't landing.
Yeah. He
wasn't even counter-striking. Khabib probably landed more shots on Conor than Conor landed on Khabib. He rocked Conor. But I don't know.
Make sure if you guys bought Proper 12, don't open it. Keep it. It's gonna be a collector's item.
Yeah, it's gonna be the last remnants of the McGregor era.
Yeah.
I don't know what's next for Conor, but all right. I guess that's just the fight. Now we should get into the part that blew me away.
The fight after the fight.
Yeah, the fight after the fight. You want to start?
Yeah. So after the fight, they go to the corners, and
Khabib's happy,
like,
obviously.
You see him yelling something to outside of the cage, and then he jumps to the cage and he runs out into the audience and it basically attacks,
or into the corner.
In the corner and attacks
Dylan Dennis, which is Conor's grappling, jiu-jitsu, like. And one reason I think he would have done it, from what I understand, I don't know if Dylan Dennis done any trash talk, but in an interview, Dylan Dennis said, like, yeah, Conor's going to do this. Like, we've been training. Conor's looking great. He's like, I'm basically a better version of Khabib. He said this about himself, Dylan Dennis. So I wonder if that sparked that. But either way, they got into a little short fight, and it quickly got separated. Irish fans were hopping over the barricade to attack Khabib. It
quickly turned nasty.
Yeah, and then people were running inside the cage.
Yeah, someone ran in the cage to attack Conor.
No, that was one of Khabib's teammates. Oh, yeah, he ran in the cage, and then Sucker punched Conor. Conor punched him back. Because Conor was sitting there in shock, like he just lost. He was just kind of sitting, or standing, sitting, whatever there. And then one of Khabib's training partners, cornerman, I don't know, walked up and punched Conor. Conor punched him. That got separated real quick.
Yeah.
Then Conor and his team all went back to the locker room. And then it was kind of, the cameras panned way out. They weren't showing us what was going on.
Yeah.
Because obviously this is a shit show for the UFC. Yeah. It does not look good.
And then they all of a sudden just show the belt in someone's hand. I guess Bruce Buffer's hand.
Oh, Dana was holding the belt, and he was talking to Khabib. DC, Luke Rockhold, all like training partners of Khabib, they ran up and were like calming him down, like Khabib, you can't do this. I
want to know what Dana said, because he said something to DC, and there was no audio, but it looked like he literally said, "Stop pulling the race card" or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Exactly what I told you earlier. I don't remember exactly, but it was something like that.
And then what happened was what I read that Dana said. I don't know how true this is, so like don't quote me on this. But what I read is that Dana told Khabib, "I can't put this belt around your waist right now because people will be throwing things in here. It will basically be a riot.
Yeah,
there'll be Irish fans charging everything. They're gonna, and that's ridiculous. Honestly, like what Khabib did is ridiculous, and then the fact that they would be rioting. Like, I wonder what Vegas is like right now. Are there riots in the streets? Because you know how people get after sports games? Are Irish fans trashing Vegas right now?
I mean, it's not like it was a close fight. He lost by decision.
Yeah, it's not like a close decision.
He wasn't even there.
Yeah.
That wasn't Conor McGregor.
That's what I don't get. Conor, where's the Conor that came back and fought Diaz? Where's the Conor that fought Eddie Alvarez? Where's the Conor that was striking on Jose Aldo? Where's the Conor that fought Floyd Mayweather? Yeah, like
all that time. I don't think he was training, even though he says he was.
He was partying a lot.
Yeah.
For months after.
Took a picture of like his belly.
Yeah, he haven't. This was funny because this was a while ago, and I was thinking about this earlier today because I put on a few pounds. But like Conor, when he like after the Floyd Mayweather fight, he was just partying all the time. He had a picture of him on the yacht with like a bit of a gut, and he said, "Get yourself a wealth belly, kid." So he was out there partying, eating terribly, drinking all the time. People say snorting cocaine, probably not out of the picture.
Yeah, not. I feel like he does everything. He's crazy.
He looked terrible tonight. I don't see how he comes back from this. I really don't.
I don't either. But you said he's got 6 more fights lined up.
He signed a 6-fight contract, but like someone said, Conor's done those things before and just gets out of them because he's Conor.
But didn't Ronda do the same thing?
I guess.
Or was her contract up when she lost?
I don't know. But then he doesn't deserve a rematch with Khabib. There's nothing there to. Khabib was a complete dominant victory. It's not like it was close. It's not like, oh, like I almost had you this round, you almost had me that round. Last decision, it was like, one judge decided against Conor. You know what I mean? It wasn't even close to that. It was a dominant performance for Khabib. Conor didn't do shit.
Yeah, I remember we were sitting there watching it, and I just looked at Ryan. I was like, "This is hard to watch. Like,
this isn't
him.
Yeah, something's not right.
What was going on?"
And then
I don't want to hear an excuse, but there's part of me that hopes he says there was something wrong.
Yeah,
or at least says he knows what happened and tells us, like, because that wasn't Conor.
The thing that I don't get is there's no excuse that could work for that because
No.
for the Diaz one fight, he had a staph infection a few weeks before. That explains the cardio. He was in round 1. He was still striking like he used to. The cardio, the staph infection explains that. Or Chad Mendez, he had the torn ACL. That explains all the takedowns, or maybe it doesn't now, but that explained that. Like, those were excuses that explain the weak part of his game plan now. His whole game was weak this time.
Yep.
The only excuse could work is like, I just contracted AIDS 2 weeks before the fight. You know what I mean? Like
super AIDS.
Yeah, he's got super AIDS. Or like oh my god, I have multiple sclerosis. Like, I don't know. Like, unless he has some terrible disease, like that's not Conor out there.
So you want to go down the rest of the fights?
Yeah.
The best fight of the night was the co-main event.
Oh, I love that
Tony
fight.
Ferguson versus Anthony Pettis.
That was a great fight.
That was a fantastic fight.
That was started out with Tony pressuring Pettis pretty well, and I wanted Tony to win. Charles wanted Pettis to win.
Conor.
Yeah, I'm like, you're a loser. No, I'm just kidding. No, he wanted Pettis to win, and so I'll start out by saying, like, I'll talk about Tony. You can talk about Pettis. Tony was pressuring Pettis in the first round. It was going really well. That was completely Tony in the first round, landing good strikes, outstriking him, everything. Then round 2 came along. Same Tony, but then Pettis.
Oh,
I'll let you take. I'm like,
do
I have to edit?
Well, I mean, I think in round 1, Pettis had hit Ferguson.
I think it was round 2 is when he rocked him.
Was it?
Yeah.
He did it a couple times.
Okay, I think it was. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, whatever. Round 1, round 2, basically Pettis kind of rocked Ferguson, and then Pettis tried to do this fancy kick. And I don't know what was going on, but somehow all of a sudden it was like Ferguson and Pettis were just having a blast.
They were smiling at each other.
They were smiling.
They were talking.
Because the ref stopped at one point to look at Pettis because he got a cut up in his
Oh, that was a
deep. It was a deep, nasty cut. There was blood all over his face. But
at first I thought Tony's mouth got busted open because then when they went down the ground, I saw like all this blood right here, and I was like, oh shit.
Pettis's.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. Did Tony's mouth guard pop out and he just lost like teeth or something?
Yeah.
But it was so much blood from Pettis.
So. Yeah, so now all of a sudden they're just banging. Like
they were banging.
They were banging. Like, it was literally just nonstop. I was surprised. And Pettis, I think if they would have let it go, it could have gone any which way, because they both were rocking each other.
Yeah.
Actually, did Ferguson actually rock Pettis?
Yeah, a few times he had him driving back. He was up against the cage, and we thought like, oh, this is it, and then it wasn't, and then.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a back and forth match. It could have been good. It was really weird because basically they stopped the match after the second round.
Yeah, because
of the cuts, and Pettis broke his.
Yeah, we found out that after the fact, because we watched this at Green Turtle. We couldn't hear all the stuff, so we found out later Pettis broke his hand during the fight, which is pretty crazy that he wanted to keep fighting with that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and then he got that terrible gash up on his head.
He had 2 of them by the end of it. He had one up
on his eye.
Yeah, one up by his eye, this eye, and one up here.
Yeah, by his hairline, and that was a deep, deep gash.
But he wanted to keep going.
But the medical team said, like, you know, he can't. Like, it could be dangerous. I mean, like,
Fergus cried.
Yeah, that's
Ferguson
what I did.
Cried.
He cried a lot.
I don't. He was like emotionally distraught.
Yeah, I thought, like, wait, what happened? Like, like, he won, right? I was confused. I was like, wait a minute, like, he won? Is he tears of joy? Like, wait, no, like,
they definitely weren't tears of joy.
They didn't look like tears of joy. Then, like, our only guess is he was upset because he wanted to go the other rounds.
If they would have kept going that way, there is no doubt that would have been fight of the night,
fight of the year,
fight of the year. Like,
the blood on that, like,
it was a cool fight. Like, they were telling about the oh, you know what I'm talking about?
Commentators?
Yes.
The commentators got blood thrown on them basically from all the action. Yeah. So, like, their shirts had blood on them.
Yeah, they showed a picture of one of them on their shoulder. I think it was a big blotch of blood that just swung.
The end of, I guess it was round 2. Tony
on top of Pettis
and punched him in the mouth. And as good as I saw, it looked like Pettis' head went like that and blood. Literally like a video game almost. Yeah. I was like, oh my god, like blood went like all over the mat. And I guess that's how it got on the commentators. blood was flying. Both guys were smiling. Like at the beginning at the beginning of that round, they both had blood all over, and they were like, like smiling and like, come on. And then Pettis was like,
medical. Even after the medical person let them fight again, like they went in, hit gloves, and they were like, "This is fucking awesome."
Yeah, let's do that. Like that was fight of the night, performance of the night, fight of the night. Yeah. They need to get a bonus for that because they went out there and gave it their all. They weren't pussyfooting around.
I have to say, I think Brian has a new respect for Pettis.
Yeah, I still like Ferguson in that.
Oh, I'm not saying he takes away. I'm saying
I definitely I see why they call him Showtime Pettis because he went out there and put on a show.
Yeah.
Not just let me like all right, jab point, like jab point. You know what I mean? Like he was out there like, all right, let's fucking cartwheel kicks.
Right. Yeah.
They jump on my hands, throw a kick, and like he was out there to put on a show for the fans, and that's more than all the other fighters.
That's what we want to see. We want to see it. We want to see an event.
So what's
the next fight?
No one
cared about.
No one at the restaurant or us. Like we didn't really.
Light heavyweight.
Derek Lewis.
Reyes.
Wait. Oh, talking about that one. Okay, I thought we were gonna skip that one.
No, my bad.
Okay,
Derek
I mean
Reyes won. I'm not gonna talk about it. Derek Reyes won. I guess it was decision because it says round 3, 5 minutes.
Yeah, probably. Derek Lewis.
Derek Lewis won.
And
like 15 seconds. 10 seconds. It was round 3, 4 minutes and 49 seconds.
I felt bad. That's oh my god, 11 seconds.
The other guy was doing so well.
I know he first round I thought, okay, was it Alexander is his name?
Yeah, Alexander.
I thought
Volkov.
Okay.
Volkov.
All right, Volvo. Volva.
Volva.
He's like, in Russia, this name does not mean what it does in America. It means warrior. No, but I thought he was doing great. At first round, I thought, okay, it's over. Derek's done. Like, this is it. He got rocked so many times. He got dropped. He got ground and pound. And then the second round, the same thing. And then the third round, he was doing great again. Derek was coming back with some bombs. He was hitting him a little bit. But it would have been decision. Alexander,
didn't
no
Alexander
way.
throw something, and that's when he got clipped? He threw, I think he threw a combo, and when he threw the right,
Derek came in over top.
With that left.
I forget, but his mouth guard came out.
Yeah, his mouth guard flew out. He was bouncing his head off the canvas.
Yeah, literally, Connor talks about bouncing heads off the canvas. Let's talk about Derek Lewis bouncing heads off the canvas because Alexander's head was like this high off the canvas, and then bang, bang, bang.
Like, stop it! You're scaring me.
You're like, but
I mean, it wasn't the greatest fight. It was okay. It wasn't like
the knockout was pretty good.
The knockout was good.
I honestly wasn't sure. I wanted Alexander to win purely because after Derek's last performance, that was the time when everybody at the party would they would just go out smoke outside or like go get a drink. You know what I mean? Like no one watched because Francis and Derek was terrible.
That was horrible.
So I was kind of like, all right, let's see if Alexander can do. You know what I mean? Let's see if he steps in and actually does this. And so what's after that?
All right, so after that was the women's strawweight. It was Hadi Karate.
Hadi Karate.
I'm tired. It's like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Hadi.
Karate
Hadi. Thank you.
And
versus,
Felice Herrig.
Felice Herrig. Yeah.
It
was like Hadi versus Nadi.
Yeah, that could. They're like, these guys are sexist as shit. Like, they talk about all the men's fights, and we're like, and that's the women's fight.
No,
one was hot, one was not.
I can talk about it. Yeah. Karate Hadi came out. I honestly didn't think she won, but she ended up winning. That's it.
Yeah, and that's the end of the women's. Bye. No, but so with her, she was landing pretty good in the first round.
The third round, I think,
saved her.
Yeah, she obviously won the first or second round. I would say probably second.
I thought she won the first.
Either way,
if I'm remembering correctly.
Third round, she came out a lot tougher, and that's going to be what put her over the edge. And how she.
Oh wait, won. It was the second round. She got the takedown, which is it's gonna bring her up in points. She was going for another takedown in the third round just to solidify.
A lot of strikes in the round 3.
Yeah, that was impressive performance on her.
Yeah.
We didn't really have a pick for that fight. It kind of goes either way. We didn't really.
Well, we were sexist, so we chose the hot one.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
I don't know the other girl. I know the Karate Hadi.
When I don't really know the two fighters that much.
The karate
I'm like, I know Karate Hadi. When I don't know the two fighters, I basically watch interviews with them, see how they are personally, and then I look
off their personality.
Yeah, and then like their fight style. Yeah, like their fight style, like the highlight reels and stuff. I'm like, okay, this looks entertaining. These people like. This guy looks cool. This girl looks cool. Like, let's just root for them tonight. And then that's how I found out about Stipe. That's how I became a fan of Stipe. I was like, all right,
he's a firefighter.
Yeah, I was like, he seems like a cool guy. Then I watched him fight, and I'm like, all right, he's fun to watch fight. Like, I'm a fan of Stipe now.
Yeah.
Like that's
As
just
a firefighter. Can I get a calendar?
like, burn my house down. Hope Stipe shows up. Yeah. So like that's how I think people make fans though. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know them, you find out about them, and then you're like, damn, I like them.
All right, give us your thoughts and comment, subscribe, like, share.
Yeah, do all that stuff. It's 3 in the morning here.
Write
we're
a
a little...
list and make sure you
check it
them all
twice.
off.
Check it twice.
Make sure you guys go get a bottle.
Yeah, let's
Make sure you get that bottle of Proper 12.
pick up a bottle of Proper
This is a
12.
limited edition.
Yeah, this is the Dublin Crumlin edition. It's they changed the bottle design. They wanted to make the label a little more simplistic, not as fancy, but it's good. It kind of tastes like defeat.
You drink it, you're like, gosh, I feel like shit all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I feel like I am done.
It's not a winner's drink. What did Dagestan? They don't drink. They're Muslim. That's why he didn't drink the whiskey.
Yeah.
Water. Water is the drink of winners.
That's what he's drinking. That's his after party.
Yeah, the after party.
Who wants some water on the rocks?
He's like, shots of water. He's like sliding down the bar. He's like,
he's taking shots off girls' belly buttons
of
of
water.
He's like, ooh, I feel good.
He's like,
I'm hydrated.
Yeah, he's like, after all that sweating I did in there.
All right, guys.
All right.
Let us know.
Stay tuned for the Dagestani after party.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Dagestan.
It's gonna beat the hell out of the Irish after party, I'm sure.
Probably.
All right, see you guys.